My grandmother gave me duplicates of everything. Good, Sophia said. Those will be important for establishing the legal boundaries your parents were attempting to cross. She looked up from her notes. Now let's talk about the fraudulent credit cards. When did you first discover them? I recounted finding the unauthorized accounts, confronting my parents, and their disturbing justification that family resources were communal property. As I spoke, I felt a weight lifting. Finally, someone in authority was validating that what had happened to me was wrong. A knock at the door interrupted us. Alan entered with a folder of documents. I've pulled the forms that were presented to Miss Williams today, he said, handing them to Sophia. And I've spoken with our security team about Mr. Donahue's involvement. Sophia reviewed the papers, her expression darkening. These aren't standard trust distribution forms. These are asset transfer authorizations with joint access provisions. She looked up at Alan. Who prepared these? Alan shifted uncomfortably. Mr. Donahue handled them personally. He told me they were reviewed by legal and were standard procedure for family trust distributions. They're nothing of the sort, Sophia stated firmly. Please ask Mr. Donahue to join us immediately. After Alan left, Sophia turned back to me. I want to be completely transparent with you, Miss Williams. These documents would have given your parents full control over your entire inheritance. They could have withdrawn all funds, made investment decisions without your consent, even taken loans against your assets. The scope of what my parents had attempted left me breathless. How could Mr. Donahue even prepare something like this? Isn't it illegal? Unethical? Certainly. Possibly illegal depending on the circumstances, Sophia replied. That's something our legal department will need to determine. The door opened again, and a visibly nervous Frank Donahue entered, followed by a security officer. Sit down, Frank, Sophia directed, her tone leaving no room for argument. I need you to explain exactly how these documents came to be prepared, and what your relationship is with Thomas Williams. Frank tugged at his collar. Tom and I go way back. We were fraternity brothers in college. He approached me a few weeks ago about helping his daughter access her trust fund. And did he explain that his daughter was unaware of the true nature of these documents? Sophia pressed. Frank squirmed in his seat. He said she was inexperienced with financial matters and needed guidance. That the family had agreed to consolidate their resources. That's a lie, I interjected. I never agreed to anything like this. Sophia held up a hand. Did you verify Miss Williams' consent independently, as bank policy requires? Frank's silence was damning. Furthermore, Sophia continued, security footage shows Mr. Williams attempting to access Miss Williams' accounts fraudulently 2 weeks ago. Were you aware of this? I may have heard something about a verification issue, Frank admitted reluctantly. Sophia's expression hardened. Frank, you're suspended effective immediately pending a full investigation. Please surrender your bank credentials to security before leaving the building. As Frank was escorted out, Sophia turned back to me. I apologize for our bank's failure to protect your interests. I assure you that appropriate action will be taken. What happens now? I asked. Security is reviewing additional footage, she explained. The police are taking statements from your parents regarding the credit card fraud allegations, and our fraud department is already placing enhanced security measures on all your accounts. As if on cue, another bank employee knocked and entered with a security tablet. Miss Johnson, we found something else you should see. The tablet showed more security footage, this time from a different angle in the bank. My father was at a desk with Frank, passing what looked like documents between them. Frank appeared to be demonstrating something, guiding my father's hand. When was this? Sophia asked. Last Tuesday, the security officer replied. Based on the camera angle and what we can see of the papers, it appears Mr. Donahue was helping Mr. Williams practice a signature. We believe it may have been an attempt to forge Miss Williams' signature. I felt sick. They were planning this for weeks. Sophia's expression was grave as she handed back the tablet. Add this to the evidence for the investigation, please. After the security officer left, Sophia turned to me with compassion in her eyes. Miss Williams, I know this is overwhelming, but there's one more difficult conversation we need to have. Based on what we've uncovered, I strongly recommend you consider pressing formal charges against your parents for the credit card fraud and this attempted financial exploitation. The suggestion sent a wave of conflicting emotions through me. These were my parents despite everything. The thought of them facing criminal charges was devastating. Would they go to jail? I asked in a small voice. That would depend on many factors, Sophia replied honestly. But legal consequences might be the only way to ensure they don't attempt something like this again, either with you or someone else. She gave me a moment to process this before continuing. What's equally important right now is ensuring your immediate safety and financial security. Do you have somewhere safe to stay? Someone you can trust? I thought of Jasmine waiting anxiously for me outside. Yes, my friend Jasmine has offered her spare room. Good. And regarding your finances, I recommend we set up completely new accounts at a different institution with enhanced security protocols. We can arrange for your inheritance to be transferred directly. As we discuss practical next steps, the police officer who had been speaking with my parents appeared at the door. Miss Williams, I'm Officer Rivera. If you're willing, I'd like to take your statement regarding the allegations of financial exploitation and fraud. I took a deep breath and nodded. I'm ready. For the next hour I recounted everything. The fraudulent credit cards, the manipulative conversations, the overheard planning, and today's attempted coercion. Officer Rivera listened attentively, occasionally asking clarifying questions. Based on what you've told me and the evidence the bank has provided, there are grounds for criminal charges, he explained when I had finished. However, as the victim, you have some say in how we proceed. What are my options? I asked. You can press formal charges, which would likely result in arrest and prosecution. Alternatively, you could pursue a restraining order without criminal charges, though that offers less protection against future financial exploitation. Or you could choose not to pursue legal action at this time, though I wouldn't recommend that given the pattern of behavior you've described. The weight of the decision was enormous. These were my parents, the people who had raised me, however imperfectly. But they had also betrayed my trust in the most fundamental way, attempting to steal the financial independence my grandmother had worked so hard to secure for me. I need time to think, I said finally. Of course, Officer Rivera replied, handing me his card. You don't have to decide immediately, but I would strongly advise implementing the financial security measures Miss Johnson has suggested regardless of what legal action you choose to take. After he left, Sophia helped me complete the paperwork to secure my accounts and arrange for the transfer of my inheritance to a new institution. By the time we finished, my parents had been escorted from the building with a warning not to return. Your friend is still waiting outside, Sophia informed me. Would you like me to bring her in? I nodded gratefully. When Jasmine appeared at the door, her face tight with concern, the emotional dam I had been holding back finally broke. Tears streamed down my face as she rushed to embrace me. It's going to be okay, she whispered, holding me tight. I'm here. You're not alone. And for the first time that day, despite everything that had happened, I began to believe that might actually be true.